Is that good?
That works.
It works.
I
Okay.
think
So
you're the director and the producer.
one day, I'm gonna be that person. I'm working towards that.
You're doing it.
Hi, Sion of Fitter Club, and I'm here with my favorite client, Catherine. She's been with me for 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year plus.
1 year plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, just wanted to have a conversation with her about fitness as you age. Okay, because if you don't mind me sharing your age, she is
66.
66.
Yeah.
But she moves like a 26-year-old person.
This is why I like Sion.
Okay. All right. But, in our sessions, we often talk about the importance of weight training as you age. And she and I, just before I turned this video on, we were talking about, people doing this cardio. And we were just having a conversation about that. But that is something that we will talk about in this video. Catherine has an extensive background in exercise.
Yes.
And that is, a lot of people probably say, oh, you've been doing it all your life. But yes and no, but she does recognize the importance of it as she continues to get older.
Even more so. And I spent the last 6 years taking care of my mother in her late 80s and early 90s. She did not exercise all of her life. She was an active person, though, and she kept moving. And this served her well. Even in her late 80s, she started doing weight training. And it helped her mobility, it helped her frame of mind, it helped her be able to continue to be active, even in her late 80s.
Okay, wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't know your mom started her weight training in her 80s. You didn't tell me that. It was that's been a secret.
Ah, well.
Okay, all right.
Now we know.
Okay. Yeah, but we talk about weight training and aging, and for some odd reason people have this idea that as you get older you're supposed to do more cardio.
Right.
Because I was just telling her the other day, I went to the store and this guy who is one of my fitness friends from years ago, and he says, oh, you're still in the gym, I see. And I said, yeah. And I asked him if he was still working out. He said, yeah, he's getting ready for old age. And I was just like, what? I mean,
what does that mean?
What does that mean? I thought maybe, being a trainer.
We could cash in on that.
But actually what he said, and I'm trying not to laugh because it's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah.
He said that he does 2 hours of cardio as part of getting ready for old age. Okay, first we need to define what old age is, because in my head I'm thinking I'm never going to get old.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And I didn't know there was a such thing as getting ready for old age. I think we kind of define it differently. Like preparing for, what would you title it?
I would say making sure that the older I get, I can continue to do the things I love to do in life.
Okay. So basically, when he said getting ready for old age, it's just like, I'm getting ready to walk like an old man. Anybody who's doing 2 hours of cardio a day.
To me, getting ready for old age is doing anything to prevent me from getting to walk like an old lady.
Okay, you're absolutely right.
And weight training has been just a real key to the whole fitness, overall fitness. And I didn't understand until I started doing some research, and part of my background is in exercise and nutrition and things like that, but that muscles are a function is part of our metabolism. They're a metabolic organ.
Right.
And if we have muscle, we are doing better about, our bodies are not as susceptible to getting some of the diseases of this culture, the diabetes and the
heart disease and even hypertension
and just mobility. If we go back to our grandparents and great-grandparents, they knew that you needed to be mobile if you wanted to continue to enjoy life. And the weight training helps our bodies continue to be mobile.
Okay, so when you're talking about weight training and metabolic health, recently I was talking to a group of ladies and I was explaining to them because they were so adamant about like, oh, we need to do cardio, we need to do cardio. And I was like, yeah, that is part of, because your heart is a muscle.
Yes.
Therefore, you need to work it.
Yes.
But that shouldn't be your primary focus, you know. And then I went on to tell them that as you get older, muscle deterioration is part of the aging process,
Yes.
And if you're not doing weight training to counteract that, then if you don't use it, you lose it. Right.
Yes.
And the other part of doing excessive amount of cardio and aging, if you're not doing something to counterbalance it and you're doing only cardio,
Yeah.
then you, in essence, you're actually speeding up the acceleration of muscle loss.
Yeah.
And your muscle mass is your resting metabolic rate. So
Yes.
that's the thing that you want to keep
Keep
so
it up.
that you can keep your metabolism up. Because people always got this talk about like, oh, if you eat this food, increase your metabolism. If you do this, it increases your metabolism. No, if you work out, you will maintain and you will increase your metabolism. Sometimes, people say, oh, as you get older, you just automatically gain weight. But knowing what I know, it's not that. It's the muscle deterioration that makes you gain weight as you get older, because as your muscle mass decreases, your body fat increases, and then people have a habit of not even changing their diet as they get older. So, there's a lot going on, because when you get to your 50s, you have to like do a whole assessment of what you're eating, how
Yeah.
much you're eating, and when you eat it.
You have to pay closer attention to keeping yourself healthy and fit. It's not, you can't just skate by on youth. There's a lot we can get away with, our bodies can get away with when we're quite young. And hopefully the older you get, maybe we gain some wisdom, maybe we pay attention and we understand that we have to do things a little differently. And weight training is a really important part of that. Weight training, yes, you need cardio. Yes, you need flexibility,
Balance.
balance, but balance you have to practice just like weight training.
Yeah, because people, I've kind of like made a conscious effort like to put balance in my workout, even when the person's younger,
Yeah.
and they was just like, they're trying to balance on one foot and they say, oh, it's my shoes, it's my ankles, it's like all kinds of stuff. And I was like, well, I said, normally in most cases, you're going to have your shoes on if you're getting ready to fall.
Yeah.
So are you going to, before it happened, are you going to take your shoes off and say, okay, I'm going
Wait
to
a
get
minute,
this right? Yeah.
I gotta fall. Let me take off these shoes. Put on something that's a little stickier on the ground.
Right. I said,
Can I use my mother as another example?
yeah, you can.
She, a couple weeks after her 80th birthday, she fell and broke her hip. She healed, that was fine, but she was falling. She fell and cracked a rib. She fell and broke a wrist. And we changed things around. She had gone through some PT, but I got her in a program that was a Pilates-based PT, and they worked on her balance. And after 3 or 4 years of no balance and falling and doing stuff, she had 6, almost 8 years in her 80s. She didn't fall at all. She was still active, she was still doing things, but she had been practicing balance as part of her physical therapy.
Yeah, I just, I can't encourage that enough, the whole balance thing, even me, looking fit. There's no reason in my daily life that I need to be standing on one leg. But
Right.
I do that, at home, like standing at the counter. Sometimes I just stand and see how long I can balance, The other thing, you talked about like falling and breaking bones, bone density.
Weight training.
Yeah,
weight training for
weight-
bone density. Yes.
Yeah, weight training and then doing those things where there's an impact also
Yeah.
helps your bone density. You know, I just get frustrated because they don't tell people this stuff.
No, they don't tell us this. You don't go to the doctor and they say, okay, you need to up your weight training because you need to take care of your metabolic health, your bone density, your mental health, and what else? Other things.
I mean, like I think
Helps you
weight
sleep
training.
better, too.
Yeah, it does. I think weight training is like the health hack. Like if you want to be healthy, then weight train. You know, and then also with weight training, you know, when you weight train, you actually burn more calories than you do when you do straight cardio.
Yep.
I mean, they work hand in hand, so don't think I'm saying like
You gotta
not
have
to do
both.
cardio. You do need both.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about weight training and calorie burning is that when you weight train, your calorie burning continues to be
What is
elevated.
it? 6 hours? How long does it stay elevated?
It's like 4 to 6 hours
Yeah.
elevation on the calorie burning. But when you are doing like steady state cardio, something like that, like treadmill, I mean, as soon as you stop doing cardio, it comes down. So weight training is like a 2-in-1. You're burning calories for that particular session, and then it's extended beyond the time that you're doing because now your body's trying to repair itself.
Yeah. Yes, I like that. 2 for 1.
Yeah, I like the 2-for-1.
Who doesn't like 2 for 1?
You know, buy one get one free.
Buy one, get one free.
She also mentioned on the end of like her last conversation is that, you know, the mental health part of it, you know. So as we get older, what ends up happening is we become a caregiver or a caretaker. There's a difference. We were talking about another conversation early in the week, and how to maintain your own health and well-being while caring for
Somebody
a relative, a spouse, or a friend, for
Yeah.
that matter. And you know, exercise is important because I think, you know, when she used to come. I come on Mondays, and she would say, "Oh my God, thank you." You know.
It's like I'm
And so, you know, even when you're taking care of somebody else, you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah. And it does. It helps you sleep, helps your mental attitude. And I had conversations with a lot of later on, my mother had, we had more caregivers coming and going. And these are people that do caregiving as a profession. You know, this is their job. And every one of them, we would have a conversation about, if I could just exercise more, I'd feel better about what I'm doing. I wouldn't be as tired in my job. I wouldn't feel, I'd have more to give to my clients, patients. So yeah, wait, again.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. It's just like time, you know. But the other piece is that, you know, people are thinking that, I just recently rebranded Fitter, and, you know, one of our saying is that all activity is valuable, you know.
Absolutely.
So when you are, you know, people have in their head, because in their 20s and 30s, they would go to the gym and spend 30, 40, 50, hour and a half in the gym.
2 hours,
Okay,
whatever.
mind you, the time they spent in the gym usually is socializing. It wasn't actually working out.
Which is another thing.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do.
it's important, but they're thinking if they can't give that amount of time,
Right.
then they won't do it.
Right.
You know, but if you like really horned in on what time you actually spent exercising, it would be like 30 to 45 minutes.
Right. Exactly. But even 10 minutes. I mean, and you taught me this. We talked about this. Days I'm here as a caregiver, I'm doing this, but I can do things during the day. I can do some body weight training things just about my day. Takes 2 or 3 minutes, but it adds up during the week.
It does. So with that being said, you know, don't get caught up in the time that you spend exercising. Pay more attention to the consistency, because I think everybody is qualified to do 5 to 10 minutes of cardio, or cardio of some type of exercise. Okay, so I think we're pretty much you think we've covered everything? Or before we go, I just want to say that to my seniors, you know, this is something I've recently added to Fitter Club, and I thoroughly enjoy it, because I feel good about doing it because I'm adding value to people. But I think the part I love most about it is the socialization aspect, because, you know, sometimes they're my age, sometimes they're older. You know, everybody has a different life experience, but, you know, they get to share that with me. And I feel like, you know, not only you guys are adding value, I'm adding to you, but you're adding to me.
Absolutely.
You know, and, you know, and that feels good. So, and it's an in-home service. You know, I usually go to people's houses and I kind of start them where they are. And a lot of times people don't want to take up training because they say, oh my gosh, she's going to kill me. And I'm like, that is a liability and I would go to jail.
I have been in the exercise realm field for, well, decades. Sorry, y'all already know how old I am. Decades. And I've worked with a lot of people. I have trained people. I have been on that end of it too. And working with Sion, you are so professional and so knowledgeable about what you do and making sure that people are getting what they need, but they're not, it's just the right speed. It's just the right speed. And then suddenly you realize, hey, I'm up a level. I'm doing this.
Yeah. So, you know, like, you know, I think I share stories with you about John, my Renaissance man. But, you know, I think he said to me, he says, hey, see, you know, this is good because you don't treat me like I'm old.
Right.
And I'm like, no, John, I'm going to treat you like a man. And he said, I like that. Well, I hope the information that I've given you guys could get you moving in the right direction. If you have any questions, concerns, please feel free to inbox me, message me, leave a comment with this post. And like always, any day is a good day for a great day. She said tomorrow, but I said today.
Any activity is good activity.
Yep. All right. Okay.
Stick with that.
All right. Okay. Bye.